Not necessarily with all the dogs, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying the majority. Because there are big rustic dogs in Italy that still exist in Italy that are identical to the American style or the American bred dogs. Then there was another narrative that Mike Satilli is supposed to have bred Neapolitan Mastiff, Rottweiler together to make the Super 6. That's a fabrication. That is a lie. That's a lie. Oh, we got the DNA evidence to show that. Impossible. And I'm going to get into that in a minute. But just to give you some rundown of the history, like I said, in Italy, what was going on, Toomey changed his tune. In the Malosla magazine, you know, there's a magazine that's going about. It'll indicate and show of what was said, what happened. Read it. Make your own distinction of what really happened, what really occurred. But Toomey changed his tune. So now you got some recovery breeders hating on Mike Satilli Sr. He passed away. He passed of cancer. And I'm not going to say that he didn't breed Neapolitan until the Corso. He did. Which is another false narrative to say that the Italian dogs are different from the American bred dogs. There were plenty of Southern Italian dogs that came over. I'm going to say that again. There were plenty of Italian Corso, Southern Italy, mainland dogs, not the Sicilian dogs, the mainland dogs that came over and were bred in the early 90s. Plenty of them that went into the gene pool. So to say they were two different dogs, that narrative is false. That's a lie. The registry was ran kind of iffy. Not the fault of you, not the fault of me, the fault of others. And I really care not to say their names on my videos, on some real stuff. I don't like them, they don't like me, but the truth needs to be manifested. But again, no, it suits no purpose. What happened, what happened. It is what it is. The Corso, the Neo has to be bred traditionally and everybody move forward. But you still have a lot of breeders that's into these Corso dogs for the wrong reasons. They only into this thing to make money. Not preserving nothing. They kick this preserved stuff, preservation, and they don't mean it. They know the truth of the matter, but don't manifest it. And those that have been around for 30 years or 30 years plus here in America choose not to say anything. Remain silent. Say little stuff, but they don't say much to defend the dogs. Truth of the matter. I'm kind of the only one that went extra hard to try to get the truth out so that the dogs, so you could have a proper perspective of things, because the narrative that the Italians are kicking about what happened here is incorrect. There were a lot of jealous breeders here that lied on Mike Sr. But not saying, like I said, he didn't breed. It's only 2 Neos that was used, and they were used one time. 2 Neos, a male and a female, they didn't breed together. They bred with the Sicilian Bisharos, and that was done once. Done once. One dog had a litter, which was Serafina and Brutus, and the other situation was Kokomo, was bred into Sarah. And then you got some people, well, yo, I don't see it on the pedigree. The pedigree's not going to say that. Again, those that ran the registry back in the day, the situation was iffy. A lot of people didn't do the right thing. There's a lot of Southern Italy dogs that are not mentioned in the pedigree that were bred, that are not mentioned. or that you wouldn't know that they're not coming from the Super 6 stock, which is the absolute truth. Brancho Cane Corso, he got his dogs from Southern Italy. He is the dude that actually started bringing that hyper stuff over in the beginning process. And then other breeders caught the wave and started doing the same. And the Valentine, she fell victim of that stuff. True story. True story. There was plenty of Southern Italy dogs that were here. The Satilis had Southern Italy dogs that they utilized that were bred. Zach is another one. He came from the Service line. Prince is another dog. Terrell is another dog. Gold is another dog. Vampira is another dog. And I can go on and on. But I'm not even going to get into that, though. But like I said, the Southern Italy dogs were brung over early 90s, and there were plenty of them. And they were utilized in the gene pool. Hyper dogs, too. So it is what it is. It is what it is. But let me go on. So like I said, narrative's been changed, flipped. In Italy, some of these breeders here in America, not knowing the truth of the matter with the Corso, decided to go to Italy because Mike Santilli Sr., due to the fact that he was the first person to have a registry for the Neapolitan Masters here in America, when the dogs were called the same, Neo, Cane Corso, Cane Depresso. They were the same dog. He knew of what he saw in Italy. He brung it over and he bred the dogs. With band dogs. And ask any band dog breeder that breeds band dogs professionally. Ask them, in your first 3 generations, are you going to get consistent dogs? Are you going to get consistency in your dogs? So if Rottweiler, if you're saying the Super 6 are Rottweilers, Rottweiler crosses, they half and halves, that's what you're saying, there wouldn't be no consistency in the dogs. So you breed them to Neos, and you produce Corsos. And you produce Corsos. You breed them to the Southern Italy dogs, and you produce Corsos. You breed it to some band dogs, you produce Corsos. If they were Neapolitan and Rottweiler, there would be no consistency. Them dogs were pretty consistent. Definitely dogs related out of the Super 6. Only variation sometimes would be with muzzle and size of the dog. But pretty much all of those dogs look the same. The same. That wouldn't have happened if it was a band dog breeder. That's an actual fact. There's no way of telling that some of them Southern Italy dogs, because I've seen Valentine's Jetta personally. Johnny Alexander owned the dog. That was a band dog. Funny part is, if Canaan's he's a Zell son, and if he was supposed to have been Rottweiler in Neapolitan cross, funny part is, he bred with Jetta and produced Corsos. How is that? The Rottweiler doesn't move like a Corso. Rottweilers don't move like Corsos. They move easty-westy. They don't move like a Corso. I fell in love with the breed of Corsos back in the 90s and 80s for the movement of the dog. The movement. The movement. The Corso has a distinct gait. Neos have it because the Neo and the Corso was the same breed. The Dugo Sardo has it. And a lot of the Molossola breeds have it. They have it. Not all, but a lot of them do. They gait just like a Corso. You have to pay attention to traits. A lot of us don't. Hold on.